Hi, my name is Abby Lyle, and this is my progress on my capstone project. I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance for any weird noise, background lighting. I'm making the best of what I got in a hotel room. Um, for my project, I am doing a creative project or by creating a equine science curriculum for a high school agriculture program that's aligned to the Kentucky Animal Science Standards. This is something I started working on about 4 years ago when I started teaching, and then as I've gone through my master's project, I've done bits and pieces, so to me it made sense to, as my capstone, put all those bits and pieces together as one final curriculum. My curriculum is divided into 8, pull it up here, into 8 different units based off of the textbook that my students have access to. Those units are Introduction to the Equine Industry, Concepts in Equitation, Identification and Conformation, Breeds and Selection, Nutrition and Digestion, Concepts in Reproduction, Health Management, and Housing and Facilities. And as this semester has gone on, I've kind of tried to chunk the majority of the work I've been doing on this project by unit. Don't put the horse or the cart before the horses type thing. Do one at a time and focus on building upon each unit as we progress through the curriculum. So as I've gone, my main priorities are to take the existing curriculum that I have, the lessons that I had, and first of all, and primarily, I wanted to include a Kagan cooperative learning strategy into every single lesson. If you're not familiar with Kagan or you don't work in education, cooperative learning is just a way that students interact with each other. It increases engagement from, say, if I'm asking a question in the class and I have one student answer it, that's one student that's engaged, and the rest of them turn off their thinking ears or their listening ears because they're like, I'm off the hook, I don't have to answer this question. Whereas if I pose a question and I say, okay, in groups of 4, we're going to do this strategy where you all provide an answer, it's a little bit of a safer environment for them, and they all get a chance to share their thoughts. And if they don't, it's not as scary as not knowing an answer in front of a class of 30. They can work together in a group of 4 to figure it out. So that's kind of the gist of cooperative learning strategies. My school has done a really big push for those since I started teaching 4 years ago, and the longer I've done it, the more I've learned to like it, and seen the results that it has for my kids. So I wanted to intentionally build those into each lesson. I have successfully done that for every lesson in the 8 units. I kind of worked ahead and moved my priorities around a little bit to get that done because I wanted to get that done first. But I am completely done with the first 4 units. So that's Kagan Cooperative Learning Strategy. That is a unit planning sheet at the beginning of the unit that includes the lesson names, the objectives, and the Kentucky Animal Science Standard that each lesson aligns to. And that document existed previously with the objectives on it, but I wanted to update it to include the standards so that other Kentucky agriculture teachers could use it as well. So like I said, all 4 units are done there. That also includes updating any teaching materials I made, so like PowerPoint presentations, worksheets, tests, study guides, all that sort of stuff, project rubrics. Anything I could edit and make better, I've gone back to edit and make better and make clearer for myself as the teacher as I come back to this curriculum next year and in the future, and for my students as we go throughout. I've done quite a bit of creation of supplemental items for my students because in my particular program it's a little bit tricky timing wise from year to year because we have the school barn that we go to at least once a week depending on the weather, and that can look different, like I said, depending on the weather. So sometimes I need to fill a little bit more time, and I like having some meaningful activities in my back pocket that I can pull out for those students, and I've kind of built some of those into these lessons as well. And all of those items are linked into each page, which makes my life a little bit easier, keeps things organized, instead of having like a massive Google Drive folder with stuff that I never know where it is. Like I said, I've got units 1 through 4 done, and then I have the cake and cooperative learning strategies for each lesson and all the units done. From here, I just need to go in and finish up the unit planning pages, so the objectives and standards for units 5 through 8, and then finish doing some edits on the instructional materials in units 5 through 8. I'm a little bit behind on that, and I'm a little bit ahead on the cake and cooperative learning strategy stuff because I've been abroad for the last 10 days, still abroad, with students traveling for work, and I was trying to balance and prioritize what I could get done and what I couldn't get done before I left. So let's see. My end goal at the end of this project is to have something that I can use for years to come. As a first year teacher and as an early career teacher, it's really hard to find time to sit down and make meaningful curriculum, so this is something that gave me an opportunity and the motivation to do that. Obviously, I do the best I can for my kids in the moment and every day, but writing curriculum is difficult. It's hard, and it makes your brain hurt sometimes, especially the pieces that you have to be creative on and come up with something, because there's not a lot of existing equine curriculum resources out there, which is why I chose this one. I haven't found one that's comprehensive like I want, and that's really my goal at the end of this, to create something I could share with other teachers, because I know I'm not the only one struggling in this particular area. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about here? I think that's it. So that's where I'm at on my capstone project, moving along pretty well on target with where I need to be. I'm looking forward to finishing up this month and getting that project presented. Good luck to the rest of you guys too.